Hi everyone, and welcome to Talk to the Expert at property-investors.co.nz. Today we have with us Rene McLean from Property In Depth, Registered Valuers, Auckland Franchisor. Welcome to this interview, Rene.
Thank you.
Today we would like to discuss with you what factor do you consider when you value a property, and when is the best time to value a property if somebody is intending to sell or refinance.
Okay, let's deal with the when is the best time to value first, if you like. Now that may depend on your particular situation. When you're first buying the property, there are a couple of reasons why you'd want to revalue it. The first being you may need to achieve bank finance. The second being you want to make sure you're buying a good deal and you're not overpaying for the property.
Absolutely.
The third thing, you may want the valuer to have a look at what you're intending to do or suggest what you might want to do to the property to maximise its potential in terms of value and saleability. So you probably are going to need a valuation at the beginning. At that point, the valuer can do you an estimate of what it's going to be worth when it's completed. And that might cost you slightly more, but it won't be a lot. So what you need to do is tell the valuer what you're going to do, what sort of quality, and then they can give you an end price. So that's useful. You can work out your profit margin. At that point, you may decide not to proceed with the property because there's not going to be enough profit in it for you, or it may be that you're looking good, or you need to get some further quotes for your work, or whatever you need to make it worthwhile for you to do. Once you've done up the property, it's usual to get the valuer back to the property to revalue it, confirm perhaps their initial valuation of what it's going to be worth once it's done up. There may have been some market movement in that time, maybe from the time when you've settled and done up the property. It may be a couple of months, so hopefully there's been some market movement. You may have bought that property under valuation, and so there'll also be some money you've made in that as well as the do-up. So there's three ways that you could have actually made money in terms of what you paid compared with that next valuation. The things I look for when you're doing up a property, first impressions are important. As soon as you turn up to the site, you get a feeling for the property, and that's the same with people that are going to rent your property or buy your property. It's the same sort of thing. You've got an initial impression. So things like landscaping, the condition of the exterior paint are very important. Moving through the house, you've got your general paint work. It's often relatively inexpensive to repaint a house on the inside. Recarpeting again is not a huge expense, but it gets rid of any ingrained smells. It tidies it up and just gives it a fresh sort of look. Bathrooms and kitchens, it does depend on what locality you're in as to what extent you go to when you're redoing bathrooms and kitchens. Kitchens are relatively cheap, especially granite with imports and that sort of thing. You can get a new granite kitchen for anywhere from about $5,000 these days, so certainly can be worthwhile doing, perhaps not in a very low cost rental area, but in a reasonable sort of area, and particularly if your end user might be a home buyer that's going to buy it. Bathrooms, just be a little bit careful about what the whole thing's going to cost you. If you're completely redoing a bathroom and have got bathroom linings, and if you're thinking about tiling, all that sort of thing, waterproofing can get very expensive. So, but certainly do what you need to do to tidy it up and make it functional and waterproof. Other factors to consider, colour schemes. The renovator I uses a nice sort of standard colour scheme with a quarter T on the walls and white trims and ceilings, and that looks pretty good. It's not too boring, but it's not too radical either, and can look good in a higher quality house as well as a low cost house. Make sure you do get a a fairly decent job done. I mean, if you were in a lower cost area, it doesn't have to be as good as in a higher cost area. Normally painting over wallpaper can be adequate, because if you're having to strip wallpaper, you can certainly be in for a heck of a lot more expense, plastering and possibly even rejibbing and so forth. So just keep a handle on your renovation costs and make sure you do make allowances for various extras, so that you are making some money at the end of the day.
Great. Thank you very much, Rene. This is a wealth of information for our users and subscribers. Thank you for this short interview.
Right, thank you.